Okay, we are live. We are live. Okay, so I am excited. We have Leah here and Tammy, and I just want to say a big welcome. Leah has sold over 7,000 art kits, and Tammy has already booked 19 paint parties just in the next few months. I was just talking with her earlier this week, and you had booked 4 more, like that morning or like within a couple days. I'm just like, you're a beast, both of you. So I just want to take a moment and as you come on, I know we're going to have comments on here. If y'all have questions for Leah or Tammy, I told them we might throw some questions at them because I know, you're seeing me talk about doing paint parties and stuff like that. But when you hear from other people, it really starts to hit home. So let's give Tammy and Leah a big shout out and say hello to them and welcome them. So go ahead and let's have Tammy, if you want to start and tell us a little bit about your paint parties and why, like how paint parties have changed your life. So tell us just a little bit about that, and then we'll move on to Leah and all her art kits.
Okay, so 3.5 years ago, I started paint parties, and I rocked about, I would say, 170 the first year and a half that I rolled a $40,000 debt. I still $25,000. And I rolled that for about 25 years, charge card after charge card. Then I got into the paint party business. Excellent, fun. You're doing something you want to do, and you're making people happy. Yeah, I just got this. So the thing is, there's so much money to be made at paint parties. It's ridiculous. If you put yourself forward, they will come to you. It doesn't start right off the bat. I had many canceled parties right at the very beginning, but once they got to know me, I had a lot of repeats, and I paid off my debt in the beginning of 2019. $25,000.
Good job.
So, and it was a $40,000 debt.
That is amazing. And then yeah, and you, so, I know sometimes people think, oh, it's just a paint party business. It can't really make that much money. And I'm like, it really can. It's pretty impressive. So I'm proud of you for paying off debt. I'm a huge Dave Ramsey listener. So I'm always like, when the debt-free screams come on, I'm like crying. I'm so emotional. We need to do like a debt-free paint party scream or something. Like that would be fun. That's really cool. So the reason I wanted to bring you on is because we have a lot of people saying hello. Let me go ahead and do a quick shout out. Let's see. Richard says, I think I've been lucky enough to be in the breakout rooms with these lovely ladies. Oh, Richard from the UK. He's in Paint Party headquarters as well. And yeah, the reason we're doing this and sharing this with you is we have a couple more days Paint Party headquarters is open. And so if you've been thinking, and these both beautiful women are in Paint Party headquarters. So if you've been thinking about being a part of it, this is really a great time because we open the doors just twice a year. And we've been working on all our fall stuff. And now we're getting ready for Christmas stuff and just so many cool things. And breakout rooms. So what are breakout rooms? Breakout rooms are every month we get together and we do strategy sessions. And we all come together and I put people in breakout rooms so they can get to know each other. So Richard from the UK, has gotten to meet Tammy and Leah and also strategize on their paint party business. So how cool is that you can talk to people all over the world about paint parties? What is it? Amazing. What did you say? Oh, amazing. Okay, so let's go ahead and see. Let me change this over. And we're going to go back and forth. I'm over here doing, so if you wonder why I'm looking all awkwardly, is I am changing banners and I'm going back and forth to comments so I can check on people's comments. So I want to take a minute and we're going to go back and forth between Tammy and Leah, and we'll also answer some questions. Leah, you have sold over 7,000 art kits. This still amazes me. So
it blows my mind.
It's crazy. So tell us a little bit about how that started and how you have so much success with that.
So hello, first off, I have been in this paint party business probably for over 10 years now. And it started off really slow, and I've had kids, and I've been a stay-at-home mom with my kids. And over the last year and a half, a lot of our businesses had to switch over to being more online businesses than in-person businesses. So this was the push that I really needed to start my kits. I actually had already offered kits, or I had started making kits before everything happened, but I hadn't really pushed them because my online or my in-person business was doing so well that it was kind of like, well, why push something if, this is working? But having that foundation and having that already set for when I had to cancel all of my paint parties and when I really had to pivot my business to go online, it was such a blessing for me. And I just got in there and started doing it, and started telling people that instead of having me, I could send them a paint party kit, and they could open up their box. I could mail it right to their door. They could open up their box, have everything in there that they'll need to have their own paint party at home. And I even made instructional videos so they can literally, and I tell them it's better than having me in person because they can pause me, rewind me, rewatch me as many times as they need to get their painting right.
That's awesome. And I think too, it's interesting. We were talking a little bit before we got on here, and we were talking about how, like, Leah, you've had so much success, even with paint parties, and then now with art kits, and Tammy has so much success with her in-person paint parties. And I know, Tammy, you're really growing your painting memories, online as well. And y'all are both kind of doing these simultaneously. Oh my gosh, I said that word correctly. I'm so proud of myself. Pat on the back. I am not good at big words. So when I try to tackle it, my brain goes, why are you trying to tackle this? And then I'm so happy when I land it. So anyway, so I just want to make sure everybody knows, like, we understand that there are some people out there that are going strong and doing parties in person and kicking butt and taking names. And then there's some people that are doing kits. And then there's some people that are, doing this online. And that's why I love this so much, because sometimes when we're trying to do all three methods at once, it can get overwhelming and then nothing happens. But when you really focus and put all your energy into one way of doing things, and then you got that down, like muscle memory, like I can teach a paint party in my sleep. With my eyes closed, like, and then you add on art kits, and then you get really good at that. And then you add on, okay, I'm going to start building my online, and reverse paint party strategy, which we talk about inside of Paint Party Headquarters. And I think it's important that we're not comparing ourselves to each other, but we're supporting each other and going, okay, Tammy's doing this, Leah's doing this. Like, what can I glean or learn from that? So Tammy, and I'm just so glad you are sharing this. I want Tammy to take a minute to just share what is something that makes you proud of yourself? Like, I know you paid off a massive debt, and that has to feel so good. But what is something else that just kind of makes you proud that you're doing this?
I'm proud of myself because I always push myself. I've always pushed myself to do whatever, and I've failed and failed and failed. And if you fail, you just get better. Mm-hmm. If you don't fail, you're never going to grow. You just won't grow. So I learned from having a baby at 16 and getting married. And, I learned way back when that you have to push yourself, push yourself, push yourself. So, and plus my parents, they were great pushers too. So, I'm very proud that I took all that stuff that happened and turned it into a positive thing. I've owned my own businesses since, oh my gosh, for 5 years. So, and I'm 57. So I went for it and I failed. I mean, that's where $40,000 worth of debt came from, my doll shop. So, and then I got into this and did that for a little bit and proudly paid that off. And now I'm happy as can be.
That's awesome. I'm so proud of you too. I think so many times we don't take a moment to look back on what we've really accomplished. And I just want to take a minute to say, like, that's amazing.
May I say something else?
Mm-hmm.
I am also very proud that I pushed myself through my breast cancer in 2015, because if I would have taken that as a hit in my life, or a choke up, if I would have taken that as a hit in my life to stop me, which nothing ever stops me, I wouldn't be where I am. And so I started painting, and that totally healed me. It made me want to go out and go for it, and I did, and it worked. It worked. So
And
that's,
you're cancer free, right?
I am. I have 3 more years to be totally cancer free, but yeah.
Oh my gosh. That's amazing. And I know a lot of people can relate. And if y'all have questions, please put them in the comments. I'm going to go back and we're going to ask Tammy and Leah some questions. But yeah, I mean, that's a big deal. I mean, I could not even imagine getting a cancer diagnosis and then trying to figure out like what are the next steps. Like I can't even imagine, because I'm thankfully I've never had to go through that. So I just want to, I mean, that's something to celebrate and to be so proud of. And I think in today's time, we look down if we're celebrating. And I'm so tired of this this mentality of like we can't be happy. We all have to be so sad all the time. I know there's a lot going on in this world, but we have got to still find a way to be a light out there, because people need us more than ever. Thank you for sharing that. Okay, so Leah, let's go to you. So what is something that that you can say that you're proud of with this?
First off, I want to second Tammy's thing where, there are failures, and it is about you pushing through and finding what is your niche, your thing that works for you. And so we're here to tell you our successes, but all 3 of us have had failures, and it's just about taking those failures and learning from them, or tweaking it a little bit and trying again and just figuring out what works. And that's what we've done, is we've all found something that works, and I'm still growing, and we're all still growing and learning and making mistakes. I would say the thing that I'm the most proud of right now in my life is being a stay-at-home mom and still doing something that I love to do. I am somebody who I love being a mother, and I love that I get this time with my kids, but I also am very creative, and I need an outlet for that. I need something to do every day that grows me in my, what I want to do. And so I'm so proud that I'm able to work for 10 minutes, go take care of my kids, work for 15 minutes, go take care of my kids, just all day. That's what I do. And I'm so proud of that.
Oh my gosh. I love that. Like I was kind of getting teared up on that too, because it's like when, especially like, there's so many of us that we have this dream. And a lot of times when we become a mom, all of you out there that are mothers, or, even if you're father, like a lot of times with, being a mom though, it almost like can consume our identity to where now we're a mom, and like all those dreams and stuff can be totally pushed back. And I just love the fact that, that you're showing your kids that not only can you, still be a mom and still, do that, but you can still go after what you want. And I think that's really powerful. It's easy to tell people, go after your dreams, do that. But if you're not a living example of doing that, it's going to be a lot harder for them to believe that. So I think that's really powerful. So congratulations, pat on the back. And, it's good. It's good to be able to celebrate that. Okay, so let's see if anybody has questions for you. I'm going to read some of the comments. We had a lot of comments coming through. Okay, and then please ask your questions. We have Tammy and Leah both here. Let's see. Patty says, great. I'm at Hobby Lobby listening. Darn it, Patty. I want to be at Hobby Lobby. I'll take us 3 with you. We want to
buy me some paints.
I want to look at all their fun stuff. Let's see. Patricia says, I am so happy that Tammy is on here. I was following her, and all of a sudden I couldn't find her anymore. Hi, Tammy. So glad I can watch you again now, and I know your business name again. Oh, that's so great. That's awesome.
Yeah, I think the reason that people are saying that is because I used to go live 4 times a week, and now I'm only going live twice a week because I have my membership now. Mm-hmm. So I think that I'm going to be popping about 3 times a week again.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah.
Yes. And you can find her at Painting Memories too.
Yes.
Very cool. And let's see. Rita says, one strong lady. We have Annette from Australia. How cool is that? Lydia, glad you're healthy. Everybody says, keep ringing that bell, a celebration. High five, ladies. That's so important for stay-at-home moms, and encourage my daughter. So Annette, yeah, from Australia. I was gonna say mums because I don't use the word mum. I was like, that's Australia. Way to go, ladies! You both rock. Okay, so somebody wants to know, what do you put in your kits, Leah? What do you put in your kits?
So on my page, I think Heidi has my page up there, Learn, Paint, Teach with Leah. I actually share a lot of things on that page that I do in my business that's bringing me success. So I have a video on there that goes through all the things that I include in my kits. And so really, I try to include everything but a cup. I don't include a cup because unless you're doing local pickup, but cups are just too big to put in a box and send out. I did do cups for a long time, but then after a while I was like, why am I doing this? They can buy their own cup. So I include everything but a cup.
That's so funny. Way back when I first started doing kits, is like little take homes at the paint parties. I used to call them just add water. That was like my cute little marketing fail. Just add water. And I would have like the little dollar store like clear cups, but I'd put them in a bag and they would buy them to go. But I'd be like, do you want your just add water kit? I know, it was dorky, but we all, you all learn as we go on. That's awesome. Yeah. And Cindy says she loves how you do those little trainings on your page.
Yeah, I try to do quick and easy. I'm not much of a talker. I'm simple. I say it all the time. I'm a simple girl. I do things simple. So just real quick, let's get this training done. Let me give you this information and be done.
That's awesome. Yeah. And here's the great thing. Like, if y'all are having fun learning right now from Leah and Tammy, inside of Paint Party headquarters, we have over 2,000 people all over the world. And that's what's kind of brilliant about that is, yes, you're getting trainings and marketing and all that great stuff from me, but you also, like we talked about Richard earlier saying, oh, I've had the pleasure of meeting them inside the brainstorm sessions. That's where it gets really, really fun is, we do strategy sessions. For the last 3 months, we have been, I know it's August, but we have been talking about fall paintings for 3 straight months and strategizing and, booking parties and all of that. And we're moving already. In September, our first strategy session for September is all about Christmas. And you may think like that's way too early, but it's not. I mean, we strategize and get stuff ready and early. I was painting Christmas yesterday for Paint Party headquarter members. So we always want to be ahead of the game. We always want to have the newest, best on-trend stuff so you can be competitive in the marketplace. So for those of y'all that are wanting to join Paint Party headquarters and learn so much, not only from me, but from many other awesome people, just like Leah and Tammy, make sure you check it out. And the link will be in the description, but you just have a couple of days. Okay, so let's go ahead and have y'all both. Let's have Tammy first. If you want to share how they can find you, I'm going to put it up here on the screen, but I just want to make sure if people want to find you, where they can find you the easiest way.
Okay, they can go online to paintingmemories.net, and she's got it up there, paintingmemories.net. Or you can go on my Facebook page. You can pop in like a search for Painting Memories. My actual page says Painting Memories, but it's / Tammy Sharp with an E55. Don't ask. Just gave me. But if you put in Painting Memories as a search, it should be the top one.
Yeah, that's the great thing about Facebook. It's almost like a Google search engine. So you can type in Painting Memories and her page will pull up. And she does some really, really cool stuff. You've been really growing your online presence. So that's awesome. Good job. Okay. And Leah, where can they find you if they want to learn more about art kits?
So the main place that I post and stuff is Facebook, and I'm Learn, Paint, Teach with Leah on Facebook. And I try to go live on Thursdays, most Thursdays, and just give a little tidbit of information on what's bringing me success in my business. So yeah, that's the best place to find me is on my Facebook page.
Awesome. That's great. Okay. So with Leah, over 7,000 art kits sold, and Tammy already 19 paint parties booked and counting. Y'all, it's a good day. Like that's a real good day. So any final thoughts? We were joking about this because I say that word a lot.
Do you have any final thoughts?
I have final thoughts. Yes, I will say final thoughts for sure. But yes, let's have Leah. Do you have any final thoughts for people who are thinking about starting a paint party business or maybe even selling art kits? What would be like the one piece of advice they must know?
Oh man, the one piece.
The
That's
one,
really
no
hard
more
to
than
narrow
one.
down.
No,
No more than one.
just
Okay.
kidding.
Oh man, I don't even know where's what, but I would say that, you know, all of us in PPHQ, we're creative in our own way, but we've all found our little niches that work for us. And sometimes it takes, like we were saying earlier about failure, like it takes experimenting with different things, or going slow and adding things as you go, like what Heidi was saying. I started with in person, then I moved to paint parties. Now I have a membership and I'm actually doing all of them. But because I built it so slowly, it made sense. They built on top of each other. So it doesn't have to happen for you overnight.
Right.
Go slow. Let small failures happen, and then you learn from those and you get a little bit bigger and you get a little bit bigger, instead of going like crazy trying to do everything and then feeling like none of it's working because you haven't built those foundations for things yet. So don't be afraid to go slow. There's tons and tons of trainings inside of PPHQ that will teach you how to build on top of what you've learned from the last training. You learn more and more and more. And so yeah, just don't be afraid to go slow and find your niche and run with it. We all have our own kind of artistic abilities. I think I'm saying that right. Artistic. That word scares me. If you're talking about
you did it.
I'm like, I was saying the wrong thing. But find what works for you and just grow that.
I love that. I know. I think so many times, like when people, a lot of times people find me through teaching paint parties, and then they start teaching paint parties and they're like, oh my gosh, there's something, maybe I want to do something, online. Maybe I want to go online and do something like Heidi's doing online. And so you find those little things, but just like Leah said, we can't just all of a sudden go, oh my gosh, I want to do every single thing. Like our brain will explode. Like we have to slowly, take the next step, get something under our belt, take the next step. It's easier to juggle another thing once we've gotten something fine tuned. And so I love that you're able to, do your paint parties, sell your art kits, and even start a membership, which both of you have successfully done. And through just kind of, I talk about this as a paint party adventure. Yes, paint parties, we start with paint parties, but then you never know where that adventure is going to lead you. And you don't know what's going to happen in 2 years, 5 years, even 10 years down the road. What could happen if we just take those small next steps? We all, I always love this quote from Tony Robbins, and I hope I don't jack it up, but he says something like, we underestimate what we can do in we overestimate what we can do in a year, but we underestimate what we can do in a decade. And I love that because I think about, just 10 years ago where I was, and now 10 years now, and the same with y'all, thinking back 10 years, like what has happened in 10 years. And if you have that feeling of that entrepreneurship, like it is not going to go away. Like we can't.
It will drive you.
It will drive, and it'll drive you nuts too if you don't answer it.
Yeah.
It'll drive you nuts. So we have a couple of questions, and then I definitely want Tammy's final thoughts too. Lydia, this is a great question from Lydia. She says, and of course we don't want any family bashing here, but she says, how has family reacted now that there's success? So we'll start with Tammy first. How has family reacted now that there's success?
Okay. So when you first start, everyone around you will say, parties? Yeah. Why are you wasting your time? Why are you painting so much? Why you this? Why that? Totally ignore them because they have no clue, especially my husband, which now loves my business.
Yay.
Yeah. Well, he has seen me go from, being so much in debt and just rolling and rolling and rolling in debt we've been together for 35 years. So he has seen me go through all the trials and tribulations and the working 90 hours a week and getting nowhere. So he has seen all that. But now it's like when I tell my daughter, I say, hey, I got another paint party booked. They're 36 and 40, but they're all for it. They know that it is something that I love to do. They know that I'm making money at it. And my husband is happy that he doesn't have to pay my bills anymore because I never have money. But it's like what Leah says, my thoughts on the success path is you just got to go. You just got to go. It doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen overnight. I had she has sold 7,000 kits. I've sold zero, none. It does not work in my area, or I'm not marketing correctly. But the thing is, it works for her. So she's making money at that. Paint parties, in-person paint parties works for me. So I'm making money at that. So you've got to understand that it doesn't happen just like that. There is no way it happens just like that. And you have to work at it. I'm fortunate enough to be able to put myself full force, 100% all in and work at it. But I work 40, 50 hours at it a week. Mm-hmm. It's constant, but it's getting me somewhere. So I want to continue to get somewhere. So
I love that. It's getting you somewhere and you want to continue to get somewhere. That's kind of, profound in a way, because so many people they're not making any progress, and happiness in life really is about progress. It really is about what am I doing to make something happen? If we're just sitting there stale, it can really take a toll on us. So thanks for sharing that. What would you say to that? How has family reacted now that there's success, Leah?
Well, I've been very, very lucky. My mom she's always been my hugest fan, even when I was little. I think my very first drawing, she thought it was the best thing ever.
Aww.
And so my whole life, she supported me, and she's been such a good support system for me, such a good push. She's a cheerleader for sure. And my husband, he's always there to listen to me whenever I have an idea or ideas and I need to narrow it down to one. He's always there to listen to me. He gets tired of me talking about it. And sometimes he's like, okay, you need to stop. But for the most part, they're both my big, big support systems. And they're just, really, they're just seeing what they knew I could do. And I think that I needed them there to push me through those hard times. And so I consider myself so, so lucky that when I was down, I didn't have to depend on myself and keep pushing through. They were there to tell me I could do it and to support me. And sometimes I think my husband doesn't get this whole art thing and stuff. Sometimes he doesn't understand, because he won't even let me practice a painting on him. He will not touch a paintbrush, anything like that. But I'll hear him talking to his friends sometimes, and he'll tell them about what I'm doing in my business or his mom. And I'm like, oh, he cares. He's proud of me.
Yes. Oh my gosh, that's so good.
Yeah, but I would say the average person, though, even still, when I say I'm a paint party host or something, it's like you see it in their face, they don't think it's real. But if they could see our bank accounts, they would know that this is real. But I still think I'm a joke to some people, when I say that.
Oh my gosh. So we had a joke, because I did slime parties for a long time. Slime was real, for probably 3 years. I had a very good amount of money making during slime parties in addition to my paint parties. And somebody kind of was giving me some crap about it. And me and Bobby always joke. I'm I'm the party clown laughing all the way to the bank. I made $500 at that slime party, and I just played with some kids for an hour and a half. They knew how to make it. They come to the parties already knowing how to make it. They're showing me new tricks. And so I think that's really, people don't understand what we're doing, but it's funny whenever they do start to realize it. Like, there was one time we were at a funeral, a family member had passed. We were at a funeral, and you know, I had quit teaching and I was doing paint parties full time, and not everybody like thought I was going to make it. And they're like, you know, feeling sorry for me. And then I had this party of like 119 people. And, you know, I posted pictures of it. And it was in our hometown, actually. You know, I've rented out the whole restaurant. It was this whole big old thing. And one of my brother-in-law came up to me and he goes, "So how you doing?" You know, we're at the funeral, and he's like, "So does each person pay you that comes to that?" And I was like, "Yes." And so like, you can just see his brain going like, "Oh my gosh, like it took me a whole month to make what she made in a night," you know? And it was just kind of like mind blowing. So even if people don't understand it, it's okay.
My mother-in-law has this joke. She says, "One day we'll all be working for Leah." She says that all the time. She's like, "We're all going to be working for her one day. We're all going to quit our jobs."
Yes. Oh, I love that.
Thanks, Leah. Great thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, so I know Leah said her final thoughts. What are yours, Tammy? What's your one piece of advice you give somebody?
Just to keep going. I mean, she pretty much nailed it on the head. It's so rewarding to me to teach a paint party and have, you know, 25 people say, "Oh, I can't draw a stick figure. Oh, I can't do this. I can't do that." And then you get them going. And by the time that they're done, they are the happiest people in the world. They're like, see, goosebumps again. That's my biggest thing. Because I teach, yes, I like the money, but I don't teach for the money. I love teaching, and I love the outcome that I get through those people. And like I said, my online stuff, kits, but since I mean, for a year and a half, I just did free lives. I mean, 4 free lives a month or a week.
A week.
And it does help. But you got to understand that if you're in PPH2, you're going to learn a lot about everything. And to take it slow, definitely take it slow. Don't be like me and have Heidi all over your butt because I'm working at it too hard. Slow down. And,
I did have to tell you to slow down a few times.
many times. Things. But that it will come. Like I have, you know, some people that, you know, they say, "Oh, I don't have anybody watching me live," or, "Oh, nobody's signing up for my class." But they've only been doing it for 5 months. Mm-hmm. You have to give yourself time. And once that happens, your followers will start, your parties will start, people will get to know you. Do your lives. They have helped me tremendously. So, yeah,
that's awesome. And here's the thing too, like, I want y'all to know, regardless if you join Paint Party or, you know, headquarters or not, if you're wanting to teach paint parties, like, start doing it. Like, even if you can't join Paint Party headquarters, which we hope you can, but even if you can't, you know, find my stuff on YouTube and rewatch some of these trainings that we're doing for free this week, and learn as much as you can, and then use that knowledge to get started. Because that's the thing, I think, that, you know, and again, you know, we're talking heavily, obviously, about, you know, these women's success and how much money they've been able to make. But honestly, money will drive you for about this far. And then it's not what's going to keep you going. You know, my whole passion is sharing God's love through art. My whole passion is, how can I be a light when I'm at that paint party? How can I, like Tammy said, you know, being in front of someone and seeing them finish something and being so happy, like, that kind of stuff is what's going to drive you, because you just, you know, doing it for money week after week, year after year, money is not going to be the constant thing that gets you up out of bed. I promise you. It might at first, but it will not be the thing that you will gravitate to. So you have to have some type of purpose that's holding you do this or to want to do this. So regardless if you join us, we would love for you to join us in Paint Party headquarters. We have a few days open, a few more days open that you can be a part of it. But if you don't, still move forward, like find what you love and your passion and do it. Like we talked about earlier, entrepreneurship, like you have it in your gut and it will not stop. And you have that feeling. You can put it down for so long, but it just keeps coming back. Okay, guys, I want to go ahead and finish off here. Is there any I was gonna say that.
Final thoughts, Heidi?
Final thoughts.
I already said final thoughts. All right. Well, with that, we're gonna end. All right, ladies. Oh, let's do a quick selfie while we're all here.
Oh, okay.
Y'all wanna smile? We'll have everybody in the comments. Y'all say cheese in the comments so we're all together. Let's see. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Got it. Perfect. Okay. And we'll do
Your face, Heidi.
I got my did I cover my face?
Yes.
I
Here,
see my front teeth.
I'll do one. Oh, I can't do it either.
Hold on, I got this. I got this, people.
Okay.
No, that's not gonna work. Hold on. There it is. I got it.
No, over.
I think I got it. Okay, for everybody join. Oh, we got everybody saying cheese. Okay, awesome. And for everybody joining us, if you want to learn more about Tammy and Leah, and not only are they in Paint Pretty headquarters, but you can find Tammy, more information on Tammy on Painted Memories. And then you can also find more information on Leah at Learn Paint Teach with Leah. And I just appreciate y'all girls taking time out. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome.
No problem.
Bye,
All
Leah.
right. Bye, guys. I'll talk to y'all later.